Hello, my name is Mara, and welcome to Books Like Whoa. So, I have a relatively quick little unhaul for you guys. I'm going to be going home next weekend, so before I did that, I wanted to show you some things that I was taking to the used bookstore. A little, midsummer unhaul, nothing too crazy, but I always like to show these to you guys, and I know people like watching these, so hopefully, I as much as I love hoarding books, I also do get real pleasure out of like having that confrontational moment with yourself and being like, are you really gonna read that? Or like, do you really still need that? I think it helps you stay in touch with who you are right now, as opposed to who maybe you've been in the past or who you might be in the future. But anyway, moving on from that little existential musing, let's talk about all the books I'm getting rid of. I've broken it out into a few different categories. So we will start with books that I converted from one physical form to another. Okay, so I have 3 of these this time. You will have seen the replacements for these books in previous hauls. I think in May's haul and in June's haul. So first we have The Bloody Chamber by Angela Carter, one of my all-time favorite short story collections, but I now have a beautiful Everyman's Library hardback edition of this, so I'm getting rid of it. And then I also have, this is a very proud moment because I'm getting rid of 2 very large paperbacks that were on my shelf, and I've replaced it with a single hardback, and that is The Habit of Being from Flannery O'Connor, which is a collection of her letters, and The Complete Short Stories of Flannery O'Connor, which is her complete short stories. I have the Library of America, like this edition, that black one, the edition that has, I think, pretty much all the letters of hers that I cared about. Yeah, it had all of the letters from this that I had noted in the past, and then it has all of her short stories, so I don't need either of these anymore. Okay, so now we've got books that I had in physical form, but I now have an ebook form, so I do not need to hold on to the physical form anymore. So first I have All My Road Before Me by C.S. Lewis. This is his diary, and I got this as an ebook for $1.99. I've been slowly replacing all of my paperback C.S. Lewis with ebooks as they go on sale. So another entry in that. Then I have Orient Express from Graham Greene. Graham Greene's ebooks, for whatever reason, have just been like slowly but surely all going on sale for the well, not all, he has a huge backlist, but a ton of them have been going on sale for the last couple of months. So anyway, I only have one paperback Graham Greene left to replace with an ebook, which is 21 Stories if you're curious, but this is my last novel from him to replace, and yeah, this is a pretty good book, not one of his best, but an enjoyable book, and I now have it as an ebook. And then Truth Witch, I actually already had this as an ebook. When I thought that I might be collecting the entire series in physical form, I got this and held on to it. But I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I think I'm going to continue in this series through the library, or maybe as ebook, because like I said, I do have this one as an ebook. So I think if I feel the need to own these, I will now I think I'll do that as an ebook. So I'm getting rid of this. And then 2 books I have not yet read, but feel fine replacing both of these with ebooks. One is Sticks and Stones by Emily Bazelon, which is about bullying, and I really like her from the Slate Political Gabfest, so that's why I originally have been interested in this. And then Writing, the blockbuster novel. This is one I've always seen sort of kicking around as a good writing book. Who knows? But anyway, I have it as an ebook now, so if I get the impulse to read it, I have it that way. Okay, and then one book that I have not read, but I'm getting rid of, is Modern Romance by Aziz Ansari. And I'm not going to say that all the stuff that happened with him doesn't have something to do with this, because it kind of does, just in the sense of part of my physical TBR that I try to keep in mind is this a book I want to own, and is this a book that I want to read somewhat imminently? And I think the situation with him was very complicated and not a very, anyway, I have a lot of thoughts about that. But all that to say, I think for now, I don't have plans to read this in the immediate future, and it is readily available at the library for if and when I do want to read it. So I feel okay letting this go and letting my feelings about him settle in a little bit more. Okay, and then the rest of these are books that I've read and I'm just letting go of, so be proud. These are just straight up getting rid of them. First, I've got The Calorie Myth by Jonathan Baylor. Nothing wrong with this, just not something I need to keep. Then I've got Wind Witch by Susan Dennard, and like I said, with this book, I think I pretty much decided I'm not going to collect this series physically anymore, so I decided to get rid of it. Someday in the future, I might replace this with an ebook, but not anytime soon. Then I've got Evicted by Matthew Desmond. Now this was a really, really good book, but I think what I've realized is that if I'm going to own this, I would rather have it as audio, which is true for a lot of my nonfiction, I'm finding increasingly. But anyway, I don't think I need a physical copy of this in my library, so I'm letting it go, and I may convert this to an audiobook at some point. Then I've got Sex at Dawn by Christopher Ryan and Casilda Hetha, I think might be how you say this person's name. This was fine. It was interesting, but nothing crazy, nothing I need to hold on to, so it's going away. Then I've got The Age of the Image, Redefining Literacy in a World of Screens by Stephen Apcon. This is a book I read in grad school, talking about essentially like the relationship between image and text, and it's fine, but I was holding on to it for a long time because I really loved the class I read this for, but I don't know that this book was like a huge part of what I loved about that class, so yeah, I can let this go. And then finally, I've got a somewhat infamous book here, which is Imagine by Jonah Lehrer. It came out after this book was published that his research was either, like, he was a big plagiarizer basically, and also I think like maybe his research was pretty specious as well. I held on to this for a long time, I think just for like remembering that was a scandal, but like it's taking up space on my shelf and it's not accurate, so why hold on to it, basically. So yeah, I'm gonna let this one go too. And yeah, those are the books that I'm unhauling for now. Yeah, not like my biggest unhaul ever, but like my tote bag runneth over, so that is always sort of my indication when it's time to take them to the used bookstore / film one of these for you guys. So I think that is most of what I need to tell you. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, follow me on the social medias if you are so inclined. I have all the information listed in the description box below. And I think that will do it. I hope you guys are having a lovely day, and I will just talk to you soon. Bye!